Welcome to the Tabs and Tash YouTube channel. Tabs with
Yo, Tashi here.
Tashi. We just watched Batman about maybe a few hours ago.
Yeah, a
Um,
couple hours ago, yeah.
I mean, so this let me just break it down because this video we're going to try and do a non-spoiler review at the beginning. Maybe just talk about the movie in a way where we don't spoil certain big scenes that happen. Then the other half
hmm
of it will be us discussing about things that did happen and some of the quote unquote secret characters that show up. Um, but yeah, off the bat, how did you feel about the movie, Tashi? Like, just in general.
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool take on like new kind of Batman. Still hasn't sorted everything out. He's like younger, works with Gordon more, like as like a tandem,
Mm.
and is kind of like uncovering Gotham City at the same time. So it's like a really cool style of origin story because you kind of get like bits of pieces of Gotham instead of just having like the one bad guy that Batman's facing off with.
Yeah, that's very true. When you said discovering Gotham, that's for sure. Because you get the idea that he still doesn't know the city as much as normal the previous Batman movies used to be. Even the first one from Christopher Nolan, if he already had the feeling that Bruce Wayne knew Gotham already, so he knew where to go. But yeah, this definitely gives you the illusion that he doesn't know. Definitely young, reckless, trying to find his own way. And with the way the movie goes along, you figure out that he's actually understanding what role he plays as being Batman. And I think that was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
iconic. One thing I was thinking about when I was even watching the movie was like the director. I think one thing about Batman movies, as much as the person who plays Batman is important, I think since Christopher Nolan, it's very important to figure out how the director wants to take the movie, and Matt Reeves does a really good job with it. You know, it kind of has the feeling where it's almost like a horror movie. I think we are talking about it earlier, where I was like, for this movie, you need to have the sound on. Like most of the
yeah,
sound, all of the sound effects are like scary movie sound effects, and he plays his part. Like when the theater and it was really dark too, and I was
yeah,
like the movie, it's a really dark movie. And there's certain scenes where things just get so bright too, but it's a
yeah,
dark movie. I really enjoyed it. I think I would like to see a sequel. In my personal
yeah.
opinion, I think he definitely deserves one. What else did you notice, like spoiler free, in your opinion, that you liked?
Yeah. Definitely, soundscape was really cool,
Yeah.
and I just love Matt Reeves's style of introducing like all of these like different elements of Batman. Because like
Like
even
what?
Batman's introduction is very like dramatic,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
when they introduce all these different elements and the
Mm,
characters, it's and he gives you like a little bit of the comic booky kind of taste of like the characters too. They're not it's he kind of tries to find a balance. And if you're gonna watch this Batman, be like open to everything
mm,
because it's definitely not like a Batman where it's like Tim Burton, where it's like just completely kind of comic booky crazy, or it's not like completely Christopher Nolan, where it's like
yeah,
very realistic and very kind of it's kind of
yeah.
plays both sides really well, and
Yes,
I really like that because it takes all these elements from Batman.
dude.
Like it could have been like a TV show almost. It kind of reminded me of like the Gotham show, kind of. I watched
Yeah,
a bit of that.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think. Sorry to interrupt. I think the reason why he felt that way because I think the Riddler was just a perfect first villain for him. It
mhm.
made the movie more subtle to get into, nothing too hectic. Even though there's some hectic things, but nothing too hectic, and it made the movie feel like a detective show, like just trying to
Yeah,
figure out things out, very slow paced sometimes. But there's always things happening, and you hit the nail on the head when you said the dramatic ways that Matt Reeves introduces characters and people. It was
mhm.
so cliche. Even the monologue thing that Patterson has as he's talking over like
Yeah,
certain things happening, explaining why he's doing what he's doing. It
mhm.
was really good. I liked how everything was put up. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. I definitely had a real like there was a real scope to the vibe. It wasn't like this, then this, and this. It was
Yeah.
just like everything kind of had like that nice arch.
Mm.
So when they did have characters come in, they weren't just like in and then they were gone like some of the other ones.
Yeah.
They were like in and then they leave and they pop back up and then they're So it
Yeah.
was kind of like a long running kind. It was like a TV series instead of like the style of
No,
usual
that
movies.
that's very true. It was a long movie. I think it was almost
Yeah.
3 hours long. So when you're gonna watch it, just know it's gonna be long. So now we're getting to the point where I think we should be more spoiler free. So warning, this is spoiler, not non spoil. No, is that the word spoiler free or spoilers? Spoilers ahead. Just keep that in mind. Now we're gonna talk about things that happened.
We're gonna go into the spoilers part now.
Yeah,
We
this is
don't
a
have
spoiler
to hold
part.
back.
No holding
Okay.
back.
Hard disclaimer.
Yeah, I'll put it spoilers. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think someone will even mentioned. Yeah, I know you mentioned characters coming in now, and to be honest, that movie was one of the few movies recently I've watched this year that made every character feel important. I think everyone felt like they had enough time to express why they were there. Even the villains, eh, he did well on that. And so my shout out will be for Catwoman, Selena. I mean, she's playing Selena in there. I don't know what's her real name. Do you know her real name?
Zoe Kravitz
Zoe
plays Selena
Kravitz, and she
Kyle.
does
Yeah.
so well in it. I think she plays a very good Catwoman. I mean, not too sexual, but also like just a woman who's confident in what she does and what she wants to protect. And you do feel that tension between her and Batman, where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we both like each other, but we can't really be together because of boom, boom, boom. You know what we're
Yeah.
doing. Just one more thing, like, okay, you want to talk about Riddler? Like, do you like how the director went along with his whole aim and what his plot was, and thinking that he and Batman were on the same side and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I kind of. Yeah. I like the introduction of the Riddler because they don't. Yeah. Paul Dano doesn't show up till the actual like end of the movie. You don't actually see his face. They have him
Mm,
costumed up in like
yeah,
a
nice
very like
costume though.
military outfit,
Yeah,
and yeah, it is. They throw in that little bit of a twist at the end when the Riddler's kind of like, I'm doing this all because of it's
you.
for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a proper
And
psychopath, right?
yeah, and it just kind of hints at the kind of like the cool theme of the movie is like Batman kind of realizing like, yeah, like I am vengeance. At the start, he's just all about like,
Yeah.
getting back at them, but then he realizes like the negative influence that has on Gotham as well,
Mm,
and how like yeah, you got to be a little bit more responsible with the way
yeah.
you go about things because by the end he becomes kind of like solidified
Yeah.
Batman, where he has his
Yes.
like code and his morals and stuff like
Yes.
that, and he's like kind of covering up for all the other people.
Yes.
But yeah, Riddler was a great kind of startup because they kind of just go right into it,
Mm,
and that's like the first kind of moment Batman's kind of really in it is like
yeah.
the Riddler kills the mayor of the city of Gotham
Got him.
and starts the little kind of riddle trail where Batman and Gordon are kind of like this buddy cop kind of
Yeah.
style thing going through.
Good chemistry
While
between them though.
yeah, super good chemistry while navigating the seedy underworld that is Gotham.
Mm.
Yeah,
No, it definitely shows like that Batman didn't, like, he was definitely unpolished Batman, still figuring out like he thought he knew why he was doing what he was doing. Then the
Mhm.
longer he found out the reasons why he's like, he just ends up finding out why he should really be Batman and what he wants people to view him. Because obviously, and that's what Matt Reeves does. Whoever wrote the script did a really good job because Riddler was someone who made him realize it's like, wait, people see what I'm doing and they're like, vengeance. Oh, we want to be like that guy. He's wearing the mask too. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go save people. And I think that conversation he has with Riddler in the cell in Arkham is
Mhm.
like, no, this is not what I'm planning. Like, people want me to be like this. No, and at the end, like like you said, the full circle comes around, and it's like, wow, this is Batman now. Like, I'm excited to see what he becomes. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be as violent as he was at the beginning. You know how he was just beating up people, didn't care. Maybe he's gonna
Yeah.
mix it up a little bit, but yeah, you definitely feel like he's a mature Batman. One thing I noticed at the beginning of the movie, I don't know, how did you feel about his suit? Because a lot of people talk about all the Batman suits. I mean, remember the nipple one with Clooney?
Yeah.
But this one, I don't know, it felt it looked bulky a little bit at the beginning, but once as the movie goes along and he starts fighting and all, they don't really show the whole body, but when he comes out at first from the dark corridor, it's like, it looked bulky, like he couldn't move well in it. Did you feel the same way
Yeah.
about that?
Dude, I actually love this suit, dude.
Oh
I think this is like one of my favorite
man,
suits, bro.
it is
Holy,
cool, but like it looked
the
bulky, man.
entrance too, like coming through the darkness, and it's just like and you hear the boots just like
Boom.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, and they're heavy, and
Yeah.
he is like just bulky and like moving around. I was
Yeah.
actually like, whoa, this is, and the helmet's sick in this
Sick.
one.
Yeah,
Like
I think that was the best helmets for sure.
especially with the rain, and it
Yeah.
like just kind of like just like the rain falls
There's
off
a
the
lot of
front.
rain in that town. That guy
Yeah,
really
it
used a
was.
lot of rain effects and
I
things
love the suit,
pouring.
and it had all the like contraptions are kind of like you
Mm,
can kind of see them, right? They're not
yes.
like
Hidden too
the other
much.
ones where like it just like pops out and then something.
Yo, that's one thing.
They're all there.
That's one thing to do with the gadgets. He had, I mean, they were not crazy, crazy, but he had good gadgets on him. The whole eye thing, some all the grappling hooks thing he has, and the
Dude,
adrenaline thing that he has.
dude, you
What?
know what's so funny
What?
when he had the eye thing? Like
Was
literally before he like actually took it out and stuff like that. I was like, dude, you know, it'd be sick if Batman had like a camera in his helmet that he could take photos with,
oh,
and then he
just
had to put in
randomly?
contact.
But just randomly, or
Yeah,
because
yeah. In my head, I was like, because he's like doing all these flights, right? And I'm just like,
yeah,
dude, it'd be sick if he had a camera so he could take photos and like
yeah.
know like all these criminals. But
And
then they had the eye thing,
but it's so
and
crazy. Like his reason behind it is like it sounds like a psycho kid. It's like I need to watch it over and over again.
yeah,
Kind of
that
thing.
was kind of wild. It was funny. They kind of did that part of the movie. They kind of just teased a little bit. They didn't really go into as much. I thought they'd go into like the whole diary thing more,
Oh
where
yeah,
he'd write
where
in
he's
it and
writing.
like the memories overlapping. I thought there'd be like some, but it was
Yeah,
kind of like just a show
I
thing at the
yeah,
start.
I think the idea was because they probably were going to he was going to develop, so maybe they didn't want to go too much into why he's being all psycho. But
Yeah.
I was going to mention something. The voice. What do you think about his voice? Because I'm just mentioning things that people take seriously, like the obviously we talked about the gadget, which are cool. We should probably mention the cars before we move to the voice. His car was
Dude,
badass, dude. That's one of the most
that's what I'm talking
badass.
about with Matt Reeves. That he introduced the car so sick. Like you just like, everyone's kind of
Such an
like,
American
where's
car too,
Batman?
though.
Because he got knocked out, right? And then you're just like,
Yeah.
where's Batman? And then all you see is like
Boom,
the car in the background, just like the light, and it's just,
boom.
and it doesn't start at the start, right? And
Yeah.
then after the penguin leaves, it's just like, and then just
Dude.
like
That
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 was
car was
awesome.
badass, dude. It was a freaking cool
Yeah,
car. And it seems like a realistic normal car that you just jack up to have like crazy things on it. And you're
yeah,
right, the introduction was just amazing. It sounded like Fear itself, you know. It kind of
yeah.
reminded me of the Tarantino movie. What was that? Not Baby Driver though. Obviously, he didn't make Baby Driver. What was the Tarantino movie? The one where the car kills people. God damn it. Don't worry
The
about it.
death proof that you
Death
talked.
Proof. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where the car hunts people. I mean, the driver goes around with his car to hunt people. But yeah,
Yeah,
I had that feeling. I was like, yeah, when you see the car, you fear it. Like, and I like the
yeah,
incorporation of the motorbikes too. It was at the end when you
yeah,
see Batman on the motorbike. It was just so weird. Escape flying. It was pretty cool
yeah.
though. Him and
It
and
was.
Catwoman.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice. I don't know why,
Touch.
but I really like that ending part because it was kind of like
Yeah,
they were kind of just having fun. They were like kids or something.
yeah,
Because like they both had like such terrible childhoods.
yeah,
Selena Kyle is like the daughter of like the main bad boss,
yeah.
and of course everyone knows Batman's like childhood sucked. Uh, but he was also technically he's rich, so it wasn't
Yeah.
as bad as if you're looking at it from the Riddler point of view. But yeah, I thought that was really cool because they kind of had fun and they were like riding their motorcycles and one was taking the lead and the other one was
Yeah.
taking the lead. It was
Uh,
like they were kind of kids again. Yeah,
so what do you think about his voice though as Batman?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not too bad.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, the more we talk about this movie, I'm starting to realize that I actually did really enjoy it. Like I had fun with like obviously when in the theaters and people were not really screaming about it, but when you
yeah, they weren't
start
too
thinking
hyped.
about it and when as we're discussing about it, I'm like, man, that movie was really really good. And director
Yeah,
deserves a lot of props because I wasn't expecting the whole water thing to happen and the whole thing where he gets that circle and people are like, man, we trust you now. But I just loved the way he became more matured. I like the idea of that. And the Riddler was good. The Penguin did well too. And one thing that I'm really settled on is just I felt very comfortable that everyone's story was kind of told. Like it's
yeah,
one of the few movies. I don't know if you felt the same, or but I know I'm emphasizing on it a lot. But I just felt very comfortable. Like I understood what every character was in that movie, and that's a thing that not a lot of directors can do. I guess maybe because I'm trying to rush things, but everyone felt like they had a place in that movie. know?
Yeah, and they gave all the characters their little they gave their like little comic book references
Yes.
when I love the part when Penguin gets all like tied up and then he's kind of just like where'd you guys and he's kind of like moving like a penguin.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just like
That was funny.
um but yeah, a lot of this movie even like the way they kind of navigate through the characters, it reminded me of like a Batman video game or something, right?
Yeah, some
Because
parts felt
Batman's
like
kind
that.
of like accomplishing missions and then going to a different
Yeah,
location
and
and then
solving
kind of like
puzzles and
yeah, especially the eye part with Selena Kyle and
yeah.
he's like narrating like yeah, go talk to that guy.
Dude, this was a
And it's
really
like you're
good
playing
movie. This was a really good movie, Tashi. The
yeah,
more you
it was
talk about
cool.
it, I'm starting to realize that I actually really liked it. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
of
was
course.
different dynamic because at the beginning it seemed so dark. Like I'll be honest, I was like, wait, they're really pushing this. I was like, this should be an R-rated movie if you're gonna actually go that whole route. But then as the movie
Yeah.
plays along, it starts chilling out a little bit. Even though there's more action and more crazy things happening, you start
Hmm.
understanding a bit more about the movie. Anyway, just to wrap things
Yeah.
up before we go too long, we'll just give our final ratings for the movie. It's definitely a must see. If you go watch it.
Yeah.
If you're a Batman fan, not a Batman
Definitely
fan, definitely go watch it.
it's
Yeah,
definitely the most must see film of this year so far. Like of everything, you gotta go
yeah,
see this movie for sure.
yeah. I mean, what movie has really come out that can pass it though? Uncharted
Not too
sucked.
much, bro.
He said not too much.
Yeah, not too much,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but that's definitely a must see. Out of 10, I'll give it a solid 8. I think that movie is really good, and over time, once it gets on, who owns it? Warner Brothers, HBO Max or wherever. I think people are going to enjoy it more. It's definitely a movie that you have to watch. Chilled movie, very fun, amazing action scenes for sure. The
mhm.
vehicles are definitely played out well too. So yeah, must see. What would you give it?
Yeah, I give it like an 8. I think
Hmm?
it's like it's kind of like one of those movies. You see those movies and then you feel like there's like stuff that's been cut out that's probably really good that probably
Yes.
could have been in it. But this one, it's like for 3 hours, they're like we put in like all the cool little things that we could have.
Yeah.
They had the fight scenes, they had the cars, they had the gadgets. Uh, they had this one of the sickest parts in the movie is like the car chase.
Yes, that was
It's
pretty cool.
wild.
It was quite long
Uh,
though, personally
it
for
was a
me.
long one too. Like I'm sure they
Yeah.
could have like cut it down,
Yeah, but they
but
let it
like they
play.
kept in every the part where he escapes the police
That
station and
was
he
pretty
has the
cool too.
glider.
Yeah, that glider scene was
It's
pretty
probably
cool.
the glider scene was standout. It's like they have the GoPro on his head. It reminds you of like those videos of those guys jumping from
Yeah,
mountains
yeah.
and gliding down. So this movie's got like a lot of dude. There's even a part when Batman like runs down the building. Remember when he's
Yeah,
catching up with
that was
Selena?
like a video game scene.
Yeah, it reminded me. I
Yeah,
was like,
but that's what
man,
your statement about it being like in between the comic and Christopher Nolan realistic kind of movie is
yeah,
just perfect analogy, like a perfect way to combine it. Because yeah, you get the whole comic references to it, and then you get
yeah.
a bit more realistic, down to earth. I lost people, I love someone, kind of feel to it. So you for
Yeah,
sure, I credit you
it
on that.
definitely harks to kind of like the Spider-Man Raimi ones, where there's like
Mm,
those like horror elements, the scary stuff, but also
yeah,
like the campiness of like what is superheroes. Like they're not supposed to be real people.
yeah,
Um, like when he crashes and stuff like that, or when he gets
yeah.
beat
It
up.
hurts a lot.
He gets,
He gets
yeah,
hurt a lot in this movie. To be fair, he gets
but
his own
there's
fair share of the punches too. He doesn't just give it out.
dude when he puts the thing in his like
Leg,
leg
he
and he
actually.
gets like
Ah.
dude, what was that? It was like
It
some
was
kind of like
some steroids, adrenaline, crazy
steroid
stuff.
adrenaline shot
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Um,
But I think
yeah,
that's when
there's so many.
Catwoman knew he liked her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because he's like, oh, you're gonna beat someone up that much for me?
yeah. There's so many, and a lot of it comes back from the beginning. Like a lot of the stuff, like push. What was it? Push myself was like one of the main things he wrote
Yeah,
in his like little diary at the
yeah,
start. And yeah, he just keeps pushing himself, and then that's kind of like Batman's thing. He just keeps going and going, even though like Selena Kyle even at the end says like, "Dude, you're gonna die." Like trying to save the city,
yeah.
but he's the guy that's like always gonna keep pushing, which was really cool. So I really enjoyed this as like an opening Batman. Dude, it's wildly large and expansive.
Yeah,
That's why I think it's not going to be as like not like as tight of a film, but it's definitely like a cool introduction and exciting to see what they
definitely.
do next with,
Yeah,
especially at the end with Riddler talking to
Joker.
was it yeah Joker,
Definitely
right?
Joker.
So
The hair, the laugh, that
yeah,
kind of stuff. And even at the beginning, I don't know what they call his gangs, the ones with the wear the max and or whatever. They,
dude, this was the thing. You remember at the start of the movie when he beats up all those dudes, and the one
yeah,
kid was like he still had to get
half
like the other
Two
half
Face.
of his paint, right, to beat up a guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But then Bruce Wayne like kind of like puts the fear in him, and he kind of
Mm-hmm.
runs away.
Yeah,
Dude, I thought when he was gonna unmask that last dude at the end of the remember at the
and
end
that would
when
be the
like
kid. Ooh,
it would
that'll
be
be a
that kid.
good
I thought
full
it was gonna be
circle
him,
though.
and then he
That'll be a
went
good full
crazy.
circle if that
But then they
happened.
never showed him,
No, they
so
never
I was like,
did. That would have been cool. That was a good idea. That was a good eye. That would have been really. That would have been really good if they did that. But I
yeah,
guess
because I
not.
thought like, yeah, he got influenced by Batman and
Yeah.
became one of those dudes,
Well, the,
right?
yeah, the vengeance thing, right?
What
Because
can you
I
do?
mean,
Matt Reeves,
right?
give me that. Call
Well,
me, bro.
no, he's pretty. He's a good director. I think he needs more respect now. Actually, seen. Surprisingly, I enjoyed the movie, but I was going to mention like even the background they gave for. I mean, I already gave the ratings, but just one last thing. The background to the Wayne Enterprise and like the sketchy things they do too. That was a nice touch to it to give reasons why certain like they gave a reasons why they gave a reason why the villain was doing what he was doing. Some
Yeah,
Batman movies is like, oh, we hate Batman, we just want to beat him and we're criminals. But like this, they kind
yeah.
of give it
This
logical
one
reasons
actually,
why you want to do that. You know?
yeah, it took like actually some lore from the Batman kind of
Yeah.
history and like infused it, so like the characters have a little bit more weight to them and stuff.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, yeah, because like some of the other ones, like yeah, I don't even remember what's the reason some of the bad guys and like the other ones, their reasoning. They're just like the thugs in Gotham, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway,
Yeah.
just to wrap things now, if you're new to your channel, you already know what to do. Subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Check out other videos. We're doing really well with our trailer reaction of the Elvis trailer. So make sure you check that out. And any last words, Tashi, before I say peace?
No, go check out Batman in
Go check out
theaters. It's
Batman.
pretty dope.
Yeah, you should.
I think you'll really. I mean, this is a movie for everyone to kind of enjoy, but
No,
just
yeah.
heads up, it's 3 hours. You need to
It's three
carve out the
hours.
time.
Well, I mean, time flies by, so don't worry. Go check it out.
Yeah, it moves quick. So yeah,
Yeah. Take care, beautiful people. Peace.
And that's
peace.
it for another episode of the Tabs and Tash Podcast. Wow.